Okay guys, I'm gonna make a statement. Battlefield 1 arguably has the potential to be one of the best battlefields ever. Spider Bite 2016. Why do I say that? I know a lot of you guys are gonna disagree with me, but in my opinion, Battlefield Bad Company 2 multiplayer was one of the best multiplayer experiences I've had since I've been on YouTube. I mean, there's COD 4 multiplayer, absolutely. That was a little bit before my time on YouTube, but Battlefield Bad Company 2, man. I mean, COD 4 multiplayer, I put in something like 45 days in the multiplayer. I put in hundreds of hours, maybe not so much in Battlefield Bad Company 2 multiplayer, but I put in hundreds of hours. And that's not to even mention the epicness of arguably one of the best DLCs ever, Bad Company 2 Vietnam. That Vietnam DLC was phenomenal, and I played the absolute shit out of it. Let's get a few things out of the way first for Battlefield 1, because there are some details I want to cover with you guys, okay? So Battlefield Insiders get early access to the beta and in-game rewards. I'll put a link in the description where you can sign up to become a Battlefield Insider, and I think you're going to get access to the beta, which I don't know what the date is just yet. I think there's going to be a Titanfall 2 beta before, or tech test before the Battlefield 1 beta, but sign up in the link in the description. You'll get early access. It might just be a day, but whatever, it's early, okay? I didn't get to play the alpha, unfortunately, so I'm looking forward to playing the beta. Remember, though, also that when the game comes out in October, that for Battlefield 1, Titanfall 2, and all EA games, you can play them early on Xbox One or PC if you have a subscription to EA Access. EA Access subscription is $5 per month. But I mean, honestly, if you just want to play these two games early, and it's a 5-day early access, I think 10 hours, 5 days early, okay? You can play up to 10 hours. Just buy it prior to the release of these two games and play them both early and then cancel your subscription. I mean, why not? You get to play them 5 days early. What the hell? Another thing, you know, this World War I setting, and I know there's some confusion, you know, I've been reading a lot on Reddit and whatnot and posts, but World War I is sort of used as a motivation and setting to develop Battlefield 1, but it's not necessarily intended to be a strict historical representation of World War I, okay? They took the setting, but then they're going to modernize it, and you can see that with the weaponry, some of the weaponry. Yes, it's going to use a lot of weaponry from that era, but it's going to be modernized. There's modern aspects, so it's not intended to be a purely historical representation of World War I. I saw some comments on the Reddit about dinosaur survival mode, please. You guys remember all the dinosaur shit in Battlefield 3 and Battlefield 4? There was an Easter egg, the Megalodon Easter egg in Battlefield 4. So people are calling for dinosaur survival mode. That'd be pretty epic, though. I mean, I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen, but it's pretty crazy. One thing I wanted to ask you guys, and I know there were some discussions on Reddit about this also. All the trailers are prefaced by an Xbox One logo, right? The Xbox One logo. So we're not sure. Is there going to be any Battlefield 1 timed exclusivity content, DLC or otherwise, that's going to be strictly on Xbox One? I don't know. And then the other thing is, we don't know yet if there's going to be a Battlefield 1 Premium, I would imagine. But, you know, Titanfall 2 is going with all DLC maps are going to be free, so they don't want to split the player base. And I know the guys at DICE, you know, everybody expresses sort of the same concerns about splitting the player base, but I don't think that's necessarily going to translate into free DLC. I'm sure a Battlefield 1 Premium is going to come back. Now, I really do kick myself for not, you know, trying to get into the Battlefield 1 alpha, and from what I've heard from players is that it does play a little bit more like a Bad Company 2 multiplayer than it does, you know, Battlefield 3, Battlefield 4, Hardline, you know, I don't know if you can really count that. Maybe you can. I didn't play, you know, I didn't play as much of those games. I played some Battlefield 3, I played a little bit of 4, not so much Hardline. But last night I did go back to play some Battlefield Bad Company 2 on PC. You know, I played the majority of Bad Company 2 on PS3, so my hundreds of hours is in on PS3, not on PC. I'm really rusty, and I don't think I have as much unlocked on PC, but you know, that old engineer class, you know, I used to love running that class, especially with the RPGs, taking out tanks left, right, and center. Absolute fun to be had. Not so much Conquest. You know, Conquest really wasn't my game. It was Rush. I mean, you know, Search and Destroy from COD and Rush in Battlefield. Those are my games, but you know, not a lot of people are still playing Bad Company 2. It would be awesome if they actually remastered. You know how they're remastering COD 4? Remaster Battlefield Bad Company 2, man. That would be fantastic. And include the Vietnam DLC. I mean, there hasn't been a Battlefield DLC quite like Vietnam since Bad Company 2. I mean, you gotta admit that. You have to admit that, really. I mean, even the China DLC was that Battlefield 3 or I think it was Battlefield 3 or Battlefield 4. I don't know. It kind of approached it, but not quite as good as Vietnam. So anyways, guys, just letting you know, I will be playing in the beta, you know, if all else fails. Battlefield 1 beta hopefully coming, I don't know, within the next month, maybe, by the end of the month. Either way, stay tuned on the channel. We're going to have more Destiny, we're going to have more Battlefield, more Titanfall, we're going to have more Infinite Warfare, COD 4 Remastered. Yeah, baby! I'm Spider and I'm out.